I don't think we could have picked a better example or a better antagonist and protagonist than awful, though hot, Olivia Wilde and Jordan Peterson. So, in an interview promoting a new movie, I have to read this clip. Don't Worry, Darling.
Yes.
So,
well, yeah.
Director Olivia Wilde revealed that the antagonist was based on who she called, quote, an insane man, Jordan Peterson. So she was talking about, I guess, Chris Pine's character, and Olivia Wilde told Maggie Gyllenhaal, oh, I shudder when I see Maggie Gyllenhaal. So Olivia Wilde said, we based that character on this insane man, Jordan Peterson, who is this pseudo-intellectual hero to the incel community. You know the incels? So not only are the attacks wrong, and I hate it when the left uses this argument where it doesn't apply, projection. Now let me be clear. Projection is something that actually exists, and it's a psychology term, usually when dealing with repetitive negative behavioral patterns. But we're talking about things within the realm, certainly within the boundaries, the guardrails of normalcy. Like if someone says, hey, you're really selfish and you don't think about anybody else, and this person says it to you over and over, they might be projecting. However, the left will use it and say, why are you so opposed to pedophilia? Are you a pedophile? No, it's because I want to kill pedophiles.
Right.
Execute legally. Sorry.
So
in other words, or, why do you feel this way about monkeypox? Are you secretly gay? That's not projection. Projection is when you try and apply your character traits or flaws to somebody else. So she attacks Jordan Peterson as an incel representative and as an insane person and a pseudo-intellectual. Okay.
And by pseudo-intellectual, you mean an intellectual?
Yes.
Well, no, but that's what
the most cited professor from University of Toronto.
Right.
The first claim here is Jordan Peterson is the champion for the incels. And that term, by the way, if you don't know, it comes from the term involuntary celibate. There's a group of people out there. And by the way,
get laid,
hit the
right?
like button. That helps with the algorithms if you're watching this right now. So Wilde describes incels like this. She says, they're basically disenfranchised, mostly white men who believe they are entitled to sex from women. And they believe that society has now robbed them, that the idea of feminism is working against nature, and that we must be put back into the correct place. Okay, a couple of things. I don't even want to get into the incel deal because she has no idea what she's talking about. Here's the truth. Dr. Jordan Peterson has little sympathy, if any at all, for incels and the people who not only has he not been a champion of theirs, he's called them to the mat and asked these people, incels specifically, to look inwards to find their own problems.
That's not your problem. Your problem is why you can't find the woman you want. Yeah. And you have to assume that's your problem, because otherwise you have to assume that it's the women's problem. And really, they're all wrong and you're right. So you're a young man. Mm-hmm. And all the women are rejecting you. Who's got the problem? It's not all the women. That's a bad road to go down. If all the women are rejecting you, it's you.
Who was the first white supremacist he was talking to?
Larry Elder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trying to be clear.
So, look, and by the way, this is also what they try and do is muddy the waters and say you hate women. No, hate feminism. Mm-hmm. Despise what women like Olivia Wilde stand for. And by the way, that's not the same thing as an incel. They try and throw this all under this wide umbrella, a catch-all term, so they can vilify someone like Dr. Jordan Peterson.
Right, and they say that they're entitled to sex from women, right? This group of people who feels entitled, basically claiming ownership of women to see like, oh, that's what these people want to do. That's what people like Jordan Peterson want to do. They want to oppress women and take away all of their rights, right? Yeah. So she's just trying to throw him into this broad category without having listened to any. Like, just do a Google search. Just Google search what he's saying and say, is that true about Jordan Peterson? And you'll see.
This is also
Joe Rogan. It's not some random backwater station in Canada.
It's the person you tried to have banned from Spotify. Yeah. That guy. There's another claim that Olivia Wilde makes. And then I want to paint a broader picture. But the claim, of course, is Jordan Peterson is a pseudo-intellectual. We kind of addressed this. Here's the truth. It's plain as day. All references available at louderwithcrowder.com. I want to make sure that I read this correctly. Professor, is it Professor? How do you pronounce it?
Emeritus.
Emeritus. I thought okay. That's what I thought. Professor Emeritus of Psychology at the University of Toronto. Okay, we know that. He's published more than 100 scientific papers. He's one of the top 50 most cited clinical psychologists of all time, with over almost 19,000 citations. He's lectured at Harvard, at Oxford, at Cambridge, chancellor at Ralston College. Now,
good schools.
Yes. And I want to be clear, that doesn't make somebody smart.
No.
Right? You have plenty of people who've gone to maybe a Harvard, maybe an Oxford. But the catalog of work, this is someone who was respected. This is someone who was praised. This is someone who was academically trusted for decades until he decided that he wouldn't go along with compelled speech, and you decided that he's a white supremacist. You decided to label him alt-right. That's what they did. They said white supremacist, didn't stick. They said alt-right, didn't stick.
Yeah.
And now it's incel leader, didn't stick. How about you do your research, Olivia Wilde? I know it's tough.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.